raising black children. I'm raising children. I'm not raising black men. I'm raising men. And whether you are black or you are white, no matter what race that
you are 1000% incorrect. You are indeed raising black children. What you're going to have to realize early on is how you see your kids is not how the world's going to see your kids. Your experiences growing up and your baby's experiences growing up are going to be night and day. It don't matter how you raise them in the house. You have to mentally prepare them for what world is ahead of them. What I mean by that is there are going to be certain looks that these kids get. There are going to be certain stereotypes that these kids get. There are going to be certain treatments that these kids don't get or get due to their skin color. I didn't make the rules. It's just how it goes. These are black children. It's the truth. Their encounters and experiences with the police are going to be different. It's going to be different. There are going to be certain things that they gravitate to naturally that you're not going to be able to explain and understand. Even down to their hair, doing things with their hair and making sure that they have healthy hair or things are different.
What's going on, everyone? Talks we can hear today. I want to react to this video that's been going viral lately. I forgot the guy's name. I think his name is Michael Shannon. I forgot his name, but as you saw from the intro, there's these people, you know, online that sees color, right? This is the pro-black position, right? Oh, these kids are black. They're going to have different experiences than the day-to-day kid. And I think this is just a false narrative that has been fed to the black community, right? And this is something that I personally attest to, is because I was raised with a different culture, slightly different culture than I think what most people who call themselves African-American, even though they're not from Africa, they're multi-generational Americans. But it's this idea of black people trying to exclude themselves from the rest of society, right? As I see myself as a nationalist, I believe that we're all one nation. And for us to be one unified nation, we can't use superficial things like skin color to divide them ourselves. It makes no sense. A house divided cannot stand. And I think this seeing color stuff plays a part into why there's so much frictions within our own social fabric, is because people like the person in the intro making excuses for why black people display different behaviors than other groups of people. He attributed it to skin color while I attribute it to culture. The way this guy's raising the kids, there's no way he'll have any problems with the police. He has a father in his life. 70% of black kids don't have fathers in their lives. And there's been a strong correlation with kids who are not raised with their fathers and crime. Should I go down the stats? 68% of rapists are raised without a father. Come from single mother households. So being raised by a woman didn't change their behavior in the first place. This is why this is my view, right? As someone who grew up in the hood with a bunch of people raised by single moms, I noticed a slight, even me, who's only been with my father in the household for like 6 years, then separated. There was a huge difference between me and the next kid. I understand nothing. I didn't expect anything to be handed to me. I didn't expect anyone to coddle me. And I noticed that a lot with a lot of black men specifically. They expect to be coddled. This is why black women like to lambast men as being mama's boys. If they love their mama more than... This is why there's this strange game that's been going on. And I think it's due to the fact that we aren't raised to have discipline. And I think this is a big reason why. I plan to raise my kids the same way. I don't know why what he's saying is so controversial. I'm raising my kids the same way. My kids ain't black. That's what I'm saying. I said the same thing. Even though they half black, I ain't raising, like, what he means by raising them black? It means raising them based on a stereotype. I don't like barbecue chicken. I don't like watermelon. But those are things that's stereotypically black. Oh, I'm supposed to naturally gravitate towards them because of my skin color. Like, to me, that's idiotic. Just like it's idiotic to say that just because of my skin color, you perceive me to have a lower IQ than someone else. On one hand, black people don't want to be judged by stereotypes, but at the other hand, they're relying on stereotypes to come out and attack this guy. As someone who's like, this is what happens when you see color first. This is what happens when you see color. And I want to give an example because it seems like we're coming full circle. Greg Foreman, who I got the clip from, shout out to him. He put up this, he retweeted this, that some guy named Don Solomon. This is he self-proclaims himself as the voice of the new black media. This is a damn shame. Black NFL players, wives, and girlfriends, that money could be going towards the black community. Nothing wrong with getting a beautiful sister for a wife and a girlfriend. I make no apologies. Well, if this dude look at stats, he'll know that black women are the least married and most divorced group of people out of all the women. That's behavior. That's not skin color. Right? And this has been one of my biggest gripes on this channel, and this is one of my biggest talking points that I always highlight, is that people's behavior decides their outcome, not their skin color. If you don't want to run into the police, don't do any criminal activities. I made an example of this. This is excuse from the black community, the pro-black community, that, police like to pull over black men for no reason. If you look at stats, let's look at behavior, right? On average, there's stats out there. There's actually a study out there. If you put the average miles per hour of people by race, you'll see that black people on average drive a little bit faster than other groups of people, other races of people. I focus on the behavior. Okay, if black people speed or drive at higher speed on average compared to other groups of people, would it make sense they'll get pulled over more by the cops? It would make sense, right? But the pro-blacks on the internet will make you act like and pretend, the cops just pulled us up for no reason. They pulled me over while driving black. But if you had a strong father, right? Like King Ritual was trying to take King Ritual, who I think I'm saying Randall, I think that's his name. I forget. Sorry. He'll get criticized because he's teaching young impressionable black boys, how to conduct themselves when they get stopped by the police. And what the black community do? The so-called pro-black community do? You telling these boys to submit. You're not informing these boys about their rights. Why are you having them call you sir? The black community has this culture where they don't respect authority. And then they wonder why they have such a conflict with police. Police are the authority in our society. If you don't abide by authority, what do you abide by? Your own sense of reasoning? This is this racial exclusivity that I'm talking about. More white people died at the hands of cops than black people, but black people want to sit here and pretend that the police are out to get them when the majority of black people aren't criminals. This is a criminal problem. Black, white, it don't matter. If you're a criminal, you have a problem. You have this problem with the police. You don't want to get arrested. You're gonna fight arrest, right? Because you don't believe you did anything wrong. And it goes back to this point because I'm straying away from here, but this is a problem I have with identity politics, and I think this is why I call it out so heavily. Because identity politics is a way of categorizing people to prescribe what they should believe and what they shouldn't believe. You're a black man, you shouldn't be voting Republican. How that make sense? I vote Republican, now I'm no longer black? What the hell does that mean? How can you take away my skin color when you weren't responsible for my skin color? Make it make sense. That's like me saying you ain't black if you own an Android. Don't that sound stupid? How you a black man, you have an Android? Let's switch it over. How you a black man, you vote conservative? How you a black man, you vote a Republican? Because this is why I believe this approach is better to solving solutions facing our community and at a grander scale our nation. I don't see myself based on my skin color. I base myself based on my behavior. I never had a negative interaction with cops. But that's because of my temperament. Because I keep an even, cool head. And I believe that black community has been given bad information and they act on that bad information, and this is what's leading them to their bad outcomes. That's why I'm a conservative. But if I say that, I'm a coon now. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm ignorant of the facts. But then when I bring evidence to suggest that my interpretation of events are better than your interpretation of events, they go silent in the comment section. Always happens. Is this false idea, and I think this was started with W.E. Du Bois, right? Is that this idea that being black and American are two separate things. This is the philosophy that's boosting behind the seeing color crowd. I'm a black man in this society. Okay, I'm a black man in this society. How do I think differently than you? Because to me, it's unfathomable. You cannot deny that behavior plays a bigger role in your life than your skin color. if I come from a rich family, I'm going to operate differently than most black people operate in the society, right? Because poverty disproportionately affects black people, right? On welfare, 23% of recipients are black, right? How are you 30% of the population, but you make 23% of welfare? So you're saying poverty disproportionately affects you. So if I come from a rich family, I don't have the average black experience. And this is my problem. They're trying to equate a culture, a narrative with a skin color. This is stereotyping. I don't understand how this is not stereotyping. But then they will get mad when people decide to believe their stereotypes. They want to get mad at certain stereotypes, but they don't want to be mad at others. If you assume a black person is good at basketball, he'll feel positive about that. Just like a white person, just like someone would assume someone was a doctor, engineer, or something else. They take pride in that. But then if you go with other stereotypes that are backed by facts, oh, you're a criminal. Oh, you're a racist. You assume I'm a criminal. You assume I'm a steal. Racial profiling. When in all honesty, the security guard / police is just trying to do their job to prevent problems. And it just so happens that people who cause these problems look like you. Behavior. But black community don't want to focus on that. Because they always want to scapegoat to racism. This is what I want to leave off this video with, because this is honestly what I believe. Any society that trains its young men and its women to see each other as primarily competitors rather than companions is on its way to destruction. This is why I hate identity politics. Let's change the phrasing, because this is what I like to do. I like to play these thought experiments. Any society that trains its young people to see each other primarily on the basis of race, rather and see themselves as competitors rather than companions is on its way to destruction. Because right now we're doing something called the Victim Olympics, where everyone's trying to pretend they're the biggest victim. This is why problems don't get solved, because people rather would like to complain than actually do something about their problems. And this is what I'm noticing in the black community, that racism is starting to become a religion, right? Black groups do negative behaviors, then they attribute those negative behaviors as something that is encoded in their DNA because of their skin color. This is what black people are doing. A path to destruction. And then when you get certain white people that want to give the black people what they want, like, hey, just run away from them, says the Scott Adams of the world, they get labeled racist. But then the same black people will say, oh, we need black only spaces. You're both saying the same thing. You're both wishing for segregation. If black people want to exclude themselves, go ahead and exclude themselves. But they can't be the only ones to do it. Either everyone can do it or no one can do it. Now black people want to be able to segregate by themselves, but they don't want other people to segregate for them. Make it make sense. This is not equality. It seems like black people are using racism to push for special treatment. And I think the time for special treatment is done. I'm on the stance that I think the black community needs more tough love, because right now too many groups are calling the black community, especially the white liberals. The white liberals are damn near worshiping black people because of their skin color, and black people love that attention, that thrill, and they want to preserve it. You got the race hustlers who have a financial incentive to continue identity politics, to continue racial division, but no one sees it. Not especially in the black community, because the black community is falling in this hole of confirmation bias. Anything that superficially look like it validates their cause. Oh, look, black men are disproportionately in jail. How are you 30% of population, but you're making up 50% of the prisons? It proves that the criminal justice system is racist, is racially motivated against black people. It's systematic racism, Kenny. Look, I proved it. Look at all the crime. Explain that to me, Kenny. And I just go, don't black men commit more crimes than other groups of people? Don't black people kill each other 5 times more than other groups of people? Why would it be a surprise that they're not overrepresented in jail? Just like poverty disproportionately affects black people, wouldn't it make sense that they'll be overrepresented in welfare recipients programs? The facts don't say what you think it says, right? Because at the end of the day, data doesn't prove a narrative. It only proves a result. And my argument is statistics proves the results of the actions and decisions of a group. And instead of owning that and seeing that as a way to adjust their behaviors, black people are trying to prescribe it as being black. They're going to have different experiences. Says who? Says the narrative you feed them? And this is one stat I'm going to point out, and then I'm going to end this video. Thomas Stoll did a study where he observed where black kids raised in Germany was able to perform at the same academic standards as all other normal German kids on average in Germany. This is black kids raised in Germany versus black kids raised in the States. They academically underperform compared to the rest of society. And Thomas Sowell concluded in that study that it's something in black American culture that incentivizes the youth not to pursue academic endeavors. Is this a result of blackness, or is this a result of culture? I'll leave that up to you to discuss in the comment section. I appreciate you guys coming to watch this video. I really do appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'd like to hear your thoughts about this topic about race. Is black people community so focused on color actually causing them to divide themselves from the rest of society to go on this victimization or Olympics that they want to so badly win? Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. I'll be interested to hear what you guys have to say. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe once again, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.